Alright guys, welcome back to Evony with Genghis, server 68. I just had a user request or subscriber request video on how to level up generals. So on my past server, I could have done some actual demonstrations. We had a more of a common agreement on how to do this. So I'll just have to talk through it rather than actually demonstrating. But there's basically two ways to go about it. One is bosses, right? We all understand if you attack a monster and you look right here, general XP is 6,520. So 6,520 experience goes to your general. And if you attack it as a solo rather than a rally, that experience goes to your subordinate generals as well. So one thing you can do is, first of all, in your research branch, this is just pretty basic, but there's something here. I don't even have mine maxed. It might be in the military area. I never bothered to max it out. Yeah, so right here, increases general experience from killing monsters. So you can do that. I did it a little bit at the start, and then I realized, yeah, this isn't the best way to level up your generals, so it doesn't really matter. So I just didn't see any reason to carry on with that. So that's one way. And then another way that helps with that as well, and this is one thing I do to my generals that, let's just say, this guy's a duty officer and no books ever help him at all except for this book, right? Give him Monsters Respect. 10% extra, so when he's on the sub and I'm hitting something, he gets some help and gets leveled up. So those are basically the two ways you can help your generals get leveled up when you're attacking monsters. Now, the best way to level up your general is PvP, right? Attacking other players, receiving attacks from other players, that sort of thing, right? So the best way to do it, which is the safest way, is in Battlefield. So what I do with the generals I want to level up, I put them on my subs. So most of my sub generals are real people, like Andrew Jackson and CC. I got Arminus. I got a couple more Andrew Jacksons and Neros. I'm trying to replace them all and get most of them to be Andrew Jacksons. But in the meantime, I have some empty slots, or more important slots. I do have enough generals to fill with all debuffs, but it's more important to me to level up these two guys. So these are two duty officers that require level 35 in order to be able to fulfill their duty as special officer. So these guys, I want them to be able to be the special officer down here, right? And if you look at, if we go to the archer camp, he needs 1300 attack and 1250 leadership to get there. And if we go look at John Portugal here, so he needs 1300 attack and 1250 leadership. He does not have the 1300 attack. So he needs level 35 to get to it, right? And that's the same thing for this guy, Oleg of Novgorod. So what I do, I put them on a sub, and in Battlefield, they level up. So we just had a Battlefield today. And I'm going to show you, because I took a picture, and this is the picture that I took today of Oleg before we went to Battlefield. So as you can see, he's level 34. He needs 39,200,000 more to upgrade to level 35, or he's at 27.3. Now if we go into the game, you could see he's at 50 and he only needs 16 million. So 39 and got it down to 16 in one Battlefield. So that was very successful for me to be able to do that. That means that basically one more Battlefield, he will be level 35, and I can finally take him off of the sub and put another general there that I want to upgrade. Or I can put my actual proper debuff generals on there. Now, another thing, so I just have to take a peek out here in the city. I think they're still crying about, yeah, not crying, sorry, but trying to warn somebody. Somebody's alt has lost a bubble during SVS, but it's it's very small, 3.7 million. So it's not worth putting a green bubble on, anything to protect it. And this guy controls that ult every couple days, so it probably doesn't have many. Oh, there you go. You just saw a live savior right there as you saw messaging going on at the time. So another thing you can do to level up is you could go over to subs. Okay, so on my old server, we used to be able to level up generals on a sub and no one would mess with you. Okay, so that means you drop bubble and you just run your troops over and over against the sub and you gain experience each time. In order to do this, what you have to do, you have to go into your subs, and if you are at, so I could do this right now because I am over capacity, but you cannot be under capacity. And by that, what I mean is if you have 5 out of 6 subs or 7 out of 8, you will capture the sub. And you don't want to do that. What you want to do is be full, 8 out of 8. And you keep running into that sub. Geez, these guys just won't stop messaging about this bubble that dropped, eh? So you keep running into this sub over and over and you will get points every single time. And you just do it non-stop. And you will receive troop losses though when you do it. And the experience that you will gain per hit is actually very large. You cannot bring your subordinate troops with you though. You can only do it with the main general, so you have to gear him up and go with whoever you want to level up. I believe green will give you 50,000 experience per hit. Blue will be 500. Is that and no, blue will be about 250, I believe, thousand. Purple is about 500,000 points per hit. And then gold, the epic ones, will actually give you almost 5 million experience per hit. But you lose troops and they die and they do not come back. So for me, the last time I was doing it, I was hitting purple and I was losing only about 7 troops per hit. So it's not too bad. It's a decent trade-off. But when I was, let's just say, a smaller player and less experienced and had smaller troops, I would lose thousands of troops to death per hit. So that's a way to do it by leveling up on, it's called leveling generals on subordinate cities. And then the only other way to do it, which is actually one of the best ways, oh my, this guy has just dropped a bubble. Yeah, I will probably green truce him. Yeah, that's a dangerous situation. So what I could have done there, actually, I could have showed you guys if I was a malicious person, is I would send in my general with 1 troop or more troops and take the defense, and everything that I gained, every experience that he got in there by killing enemy troops, I would have got on my general. So that's what some people do. When they see a bubble drop, they send over the general they want to level up, and he gets leveled up. Okay, so that is all the tips on how to level up your generals. This is Genghis on server 68. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.